That's a fancy car you got there. I bet that must have cost a fortune. Not really, it's just an EV, and it costs under $10,000.
Also, they pay $100 a month for unlimited access to all health care, anything that they need.
你好，你好嘛? They say, yeah, I'm good. What you want? You want an apartment? All right, costs like fucking whatever, $500. That's it. They just tell you how much it costs. Then they ask, can you pay that every month? And you say, yeah. All right, cool, it's yours.
And I want to say that I lived a pretty comfortable life over there.
In America, they call themselves the land of the free, but how free can you truly be if when you walk out of your door, you have to worry about being robbed, being beat up, getting shot? In China, you don't have to worry about all those things.
The truth about China is coming to light. As more people migrate to RedNote after the TikTok ban, they're discovering the reality of a country they've been misinformed about for years. This unexpected journey is opening eyes and changing perspectives. Let's dive into how this shift is revealing the real China.
First, I find out that China's middle class tax rate is 8 to 9%. Then I find out that they have an over 90% homeownership rate. Then I find out that they have less than 1% homelessness. Also, they pay $100 a month for unlimited access to all health care, anything that they need. And just so you know, they also don't pay property tax. Guys, I'm not okay. I am not okay. We are not okay.
In America, they call themselves the land of the free, but how free can you truly be if when you walk out of your door, you have to worry about being robbed, being beat up, getting shot? In China, you don't have to worry about all those things. You are truly free to do whatever you want, walk about, free as a bird. I mean, look at this over here. It is almost 10 p.m. There's a group of breakdancing kids doing a little performance. Oh, they're pretty good. And over there, we've got a Huawei store selling cars. Not a sponsor, by the way, but now they owe me one big time for that free ad.
My brethren, are we mad today? I just found out if you want to go get an apartment in China, right? All you gotta do, you pull up, right? Say, 你好嘛? They say, yeah, I'm good. What you want? You want an apartment? All right, costs like fucking whatever, $500. That's it. They just tell you how much it costs. Then they ask, can you pay that every month? And you say, yeah. All right, cool, it's yours. Brother, I have a credit score that got invented in 1989, 5 years before I was born. That does not allow me to get shit. Other than this place. I mean, but that's because it's in the worst part of the town.
So does your country provide universal health care? No. Ours comes from private sectors and most of us have to pay premiums out of pocket. What about you? 95% of our country is covered under basic health care. Interesting. How much do you pay for a week's worth of groceries? Groceries are actually pretty affordable here. Maybe about $40 to $50 in your currency, depending on your dietary habits in the city you live in. What about you? You don't want to know. Anyways, that's a fancy car you got there. I bet that must have cost a fortune. Not really, it's just an EV, and it costs under $10,000. We actually have some pretty affordable options over here. Under $10,000? What about your house? I bet your property taxes must be crazy. Property taxes? What are those? Once we pay off our mortgage, that's it. We own the land, everything. There's no taxes after that. Wow, seriously? If I finish paying off my house, I still owe property taxes every year. If I lose my job, I can end up homeless because I can't pay taxes. That sounds pretty stressful. You see here, 95% of people own a home, and there's no credit scores or credit checks to stop you from buying a home. It makes home ownership more accessible. At least my country still has freedom of speech. We can say whatever we want without the fear of punishment or censorship. That's what you think. but you're just as censored as we are. Only difference is yours is more subtle. What? That's ridiculous. We can criticize the government, protest, and exercise our opinions freely. But can you really say what you want to say? If you criticize certain groups, platforms ban you. If you leak government information, there's punishment. Your speech might feel freer, but it's controlled in different ways. Interesting point, but at least we have the right to challenge those systems. In your country, the government controls the internet and decides what's acceptable. It's no secret, we do have stricter government oversight, but in your country it's disguised. Your media and platforms push certain agendas pretending it's free speech, which leads me to ask you, are you really as free as you think you are?
Technologist from the United States, but I've been back here in China for the past 3 years. Today, let's talk about the cost of living in China. Let's focus on two of the most expensive things in the US, healthcare and education. In the US, insurance premiums are off the charts expensive, and many people have a very high deductible where they have to pay thousands of dollars before their insurance actually kicks in to help pay for their medical bill. Here in China, it's drastically different. I have a friend who fell off a horse and he hurt his arm. He went to the ER, got an x-ray done. Actually, I think he actually may have had a CT scan as well. So an orthopedic surgeon, as well as the ER physician, and the total amount he spent was probably around 200 USD, less than the cost of a meal in New York City. Number two, let's talk about the cost of education. I remember that when I graduated medical school, I had spent 4 years undergrad, 4 years in medical school. I remember my student loans came out to be around 500,000 USD. Let's contrast that to education here in China. Average tuition, about 1,000 USD a year, which means 4 years of undergrad, 4 years of medical school would be 10,000 USD tops. And in terms of daily living, the cost for Uber here, which is called DD, is so cheap. From my workplace to the airport is 40-minute drive, is around 10, 11, maybe $13 at most. And in terms of ordering takeout, $5, you'll get a really good meal with noodles, soup, something to drink. And the delivery cost, 50 cents to at most $1. So guys, once again, welcome to Come to China.
I'm not saying everything in China is A+ and I'm going to pack my bags and move there tomorrow, but I'm starting to understand why the American government has never wanted us to have a look at Chinese culture. First of all, why are their ice cubes so much better than ours? All of their ice is crystal clear. They don't have to boil the water to not have it look cloudy. Their cafe drinks look significantly better than the shit we're getting at Starbucks and Dunkin' Donuts. I watched a Chinese grocery haul today, and these people brought home 2 bags full of fresh produce that looked so much better than anything we get here in the United States. And it was the equivalent of spending like $5 in US money. Learned that Chinese people go out for breakfast all the time, and a full meal with a drink included, one of their amazing looking drinks, is like $1.50. Sure, there's a lot of things that I'm not a fan of with the Chinese government and communism specifically, but everyday living in China looks much better than what we're being served here in the United States. So it's no wonder they spend so much money on anti-Chinese propaganda here to pull the wool over our eyes.
China contributed more to the world economic growth than the G7 countries combined. From 2013 to 2021, China contributed 38.6%. And the G7 countries, all of them combined, Canada, France, the UK, Germany, Japan, and the US, contributed 25.7%. Can you believe that? That is crazy. I mean, I believe it. I've witnessed it. I've seen it with my own eyes. Here in China, for the past 11 years that I've been here, the rapid development, the change has just been immense. The speed at which things can change in China is just unprecedented.
Hello, I'm a Chinese and I want to use English to express some of my thoughts after I watched a bunch of videos filmed by Americans or TikTok refugees that I've finally figured out why some Americans don't have savings, because the expensive cost of living, right? The high price of transportation and the poor facilities, right? And I heard some of you guys all should I say, a majority of you guys have to take 2 jobs and even more than 2 jobs to just keep life going. So that sounds kind of unreal to me, because I was told that life in the US is wonderful, like the freedom, like the American dream, like that. I have no idea about the details of you guys' bills, but I can say something about my bills. Like, I probably spend 20% of my income per month for my rent, and 10 to 15% for my food, and I would take another 5% for a little things. So that's total like 40% at most, right? So I can take the rest of 100% of my income as my savings. You might wonder that where is your car, your transportations, and something like that. I would say in China you have very convenient transportation, and of course very cheap price of that. And I don't have car because I don't need that if you in the big city or in a normal city. As I mentioned, we have a very convenient and advanced transportation system, and that doesn't cost you much, really.
Thanks for watching. We've uncovered the truth behind the misinformation about China, as many people moved to RedNote after the TikTok ban. It's been an eye-opening journey, revealing the real China and challenging old perceptions. If you found this video enlightening, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content that dives deep into today's most intriguing topics. Stay tuned for our next episode, and until then, keep questioning and discovering. See you next time.